Hi, my name is Daniel Castellanos. I go a brief presentation about knives and cutting boards used in the kitchen. In professional and home kitchens, using knives and cutting boards correctly improves efficiency and ensures both safety and hygiene. Today, I will briefly talk about the types of knives, how to use them properly, and the importance of cutting boards. Types of knives and their use. Chef knives, versatile, ideal for slicing, dicing, and chopping. Paring knife, ideal for cutting and peeling small fruit and vegetables. Bread knife, designed to cut bread without greasing it. Fillet knife, Dina flexible and great for filleting fish and meat. And a boning knife, firm and curved, used to separate meat from bones. Each knife has a specific purpose. Using the right will make the job easier and safer. Proper knife use. First, always keep knives sharp. Second, hold the knife firmly and use proper cutting techniques. Third, always cut and cutting board, never on hard surfaces like glass or stone. And fourth, wash and dry immediately after use. Cutting boards and their importance. Green is ideal for fruit and vegetables. Red for raw meat. Blue is for fish and seafood. Yellow is ideal for poultry. White the use is ideal for bread and dairy. And brown is ideal for cooked meat. This prevents cross-contamination, which can cause food poisoning. It's important to disinfect boards often, especially plastic ones, and replace them if they have dead cuts or cracks. In conclusion, using knives and cutting boards correctly improves kitchen performance and protects our health and that of our guests. Safety and hygiene start with good technique.
Hello, teacher. I'm Sebastian, and at this moment, we teach the all vegetable cuts. If you prepare in your kitchen, is the most principal, is the most important in the gastronomy. Learn these vegetable cuts. You using carrots, tomatoes, lettuce, onions, and different vegetables. And this is important because your preparation have another expression. Okay, this into the kitchen. After to prepare these plates, the vegetable cuts is important in the moment to prepare because these vegetable cuts, they will give off flavors and textures. And so let's go.
Las bases de la cocina, parte 1.
After to prepare the vegetables, it's important, is very important. The knife is very sharp. Okay, why? Because it's more easy to cut the vegetables.
Los cuchillos siempre afilados.
Always.
Estos nombres vienen del francés. A la cebolla picada fino se le llama ciselet.
Ciselet. These are fine dice in onion. The old names he told is provine in from France. Okay.
Y solo se usa en bulbos. Y si le quitas la raíz del todo y la cortas en tiras se llama mincer.
And mincer the long onion.
Este corte también se puede utilizar en puerros.
Onion, large onion.
Si cortas las capas en vertical se llama julienne o juliana.
Julienne.
Si después la picas se llama brunoise.
The Julienne porn brunoise.
En una zanahoria se puede hacer lo mismo. Cortas
In a carrot,
las capas para después cortarlas en juliana y en brunoise. En las hierbas, sin embargo, estos cortes no se llaman así. El corte en tiras finas se llama
chiffonette.
chiffonade. Si después lo picas se llama hacher.
Hacher.
El corte en bastones se llama jardinier o
Jardinier.
jardinera. Y después cortado en cubos se llama macédoine o
Macedon. The fine, no, the medium dice.
Pero en el tomate con un corte
In the tomato,
en la piel y escaldado para que se pueda pelar.
you clean the tomato.
Y cortado del mismo modo no se llama macédoine, se llama
Concasse. Concasse the fine dice in tomato.
concassé. Por último, cortar las verduras en trozos irregulares se llama mirepont. Se usa en caldos y guisos sobre todo y es el favorito de mi perro. Las bases de la cocina. Vale.
This is he resumed the all in 1 minute. Then that's it. This is the different vegetable cuts, and that's it. And this is the all vegetable cuts, the more important vegetable cuts into the gastronomy, and I hope use them in your preparation, teacher. Thank you so much.
Now I'm going to explain to you cooking techniques, and the cooking techniques are the different way in which heat is used to modify the properties of rat food, making them edible, more palatable, and easier to digest. And they are divided into 3 methods. The first one is cooking in an aqueous medium. The second one is cooking in a fatty medium. And the last one is cooking in an air medium. Now let's see each one. Starting with cooking in an aqueous medium, it's a technique that involves using a liquid to prepare food. When cooking in an aqueous medium, you must consider aspects such as the food you're cooking and the desired texture. This way you can determine the cooking time and preserve the flavor of the ingredients. Some examples of this type of cooking includes boiling, cooking food in boiling water. Blanching is a cooking method that involves briefly immersing food, usually vegetables, in boiling water. This process is essential for several reasons. such as enhancing the color, flavor, and texture of food. Poaching is involves cooking food by immersing it in a liquid without ever reaching the boiling point. Steaming. This involves cooking food by the actions of steam produced by a liquid. Now, some examples of food that can be cooked in the aqueous medium are stews and casseroles, broths and soups, and poached eggs. Continue with cooking in a medium fatty. There is also the cooking method using medium fatty, which, as its name suggests, use oils and fats to cook food. It should be noted that not all methods use the same amount of oil, temperature, and cooking time. These characteristics often vary greatly. Some examples of this type of cooking include stir frying. This is a cooking technique that cooks food over high heat. It uses a very large pan to allow constant stirring without burning or spilling. Frying. This is a cooking technique where food is immersed in a bath of hot oil or fat at a high temperature. This process allows the food to cook quickly, achieving a crispy, golden texture. Sautéing. This involves lightly fried food with little oil and at a temperature below 100 degrees. And finally, confit. This involves cooking food in a fat for an extended period of time to break down the food fibers. Now, some examples of food that can be cooked in this medium fat are stir-fried rice, French fries, and fried egg. And finally, to finish, cooking in an air medium. Cooking occurs through direct contact with a flame or heat source, or in a dry heat medium such as an oven. Some examples of this type of cooking includes grilling, cooking food over direct heat using a grill or a griddle with radiant heat produced. Baking, suggesting food to dry heat produced by an oven or roaster. Papillote. This technique involves including food in a shell or grease, paper or aluminum foil, ensuring it cooks inside without losing any liquid. And finally, smoking, a dry cooking method performed in a sealed container on the stove. Now, to finish this whole explanation, let's go with some examples of foods that can be cooked in this way are bread, pizza, and baked potatoes.
Hello, teacher. In this moment, I'm gonna explain you the five mother sauces. I'm Alejandro Lopez. Okay. Okay. The first, explain this mother sauces. The second one, uh, explain the roux, the font or stock, and mirepoix. The third one, explain the bechamel. The fourth one, velouté. The five one, Spanish sauces or salsa española. And the sixth one, tomato sauce or ketchup. And the last one, I explain you the Holland sauce. Okay, the first is the mother sauce. What are, according to Aus Fus de Escoffier, there are five mother sauces, according to the classic French cuisine, which is the origin of formal gastronomy. Many cooks feel the same way. Okay, now I gonna explain you the roux, the stocks, and mirepoix. The first is the roux. It's important know what's a roux and what's a stock and mirepoix because it's used in the sauce that I will explain. Okay, roux is a mixture of flour and fat, water fat, usually butter. The proportion is 50% flour and 50% fat. Okay, exists three rules. The first is a light rule, how the picture shows. The first is the light rule uh, is flour plus fat plus short time on fire. In this case, is 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, the second the second rule is a blunt rule. Uh, it's it's the same, the flour, the fat, but it's more time in fire. It's a 5 or 4 or 5 minutes, and the last one is a dark rule. It's the same, but in this case, you put a long time on fire. Uh, is 6 or 8 minutes. The secret is the flour must be cooked and have a cooking smile. Okay, the next is stock. The composition of stocks is very easy. You need a water plus mirepoix plus bones or thorns plus bouquet garni plus log boil and plus low fire. But what is stock? Stock is a concentrated broth uh, obtained by cooked bones, vegetables, herbs, other ingredients. It is a basic element used as a base to prepare soups, sauces, stews, cream, risotto, and more. In this case, exists four stocks. Okay, the first is a light stocks. You need poultry bones plus mirepoix plus bouquet garni. Obviously, you need in everything stocks uh, uh, must have water. In the second stock, the vegetable stock, you need the same, but in this case, no, at borns or thorns. It's only vegetables and water and bouquet garni. The third one is a fumet. Fumet is the same for a fish stone, but the name is in French and is is an icon. Fumet is the composition is fair fish heads or bones, fish, and mirepoix, bouquet garni. And the other is dark song. Is a beef bones, mirepoix, and bouquet garni. Okay, a mirepoix is a technique from cutting vegetables into small cubes, typical 1 cm or 1.5 cm, and on a side, which are use our aromatic base for sauce, soups, broth, or other dish. In this case, the stonks or the sauce. The most common used vegetable are celery, carrots, and onions, but you can add more vegetables. Okay, the mother sauce. The first is a bechamel. The ingredient for me is the so easy to prepare. Okay, the ingredients is butter, flour, milk, salt, pepper, and nutmeg. The instructions first is melt the butter and soper over medium heat. And the second is add the flour and mix with to the room. Yes, cooked for 2 and 3 minutes. And the third is gradually add the milk. Well, which thing to avoid lumps. And the fourth is stir constantly. Use the cow's thickens. And finally, saison with salt, pepper, and nutmeg. Okay, the second sauce is a velouté. For me, it's a excellent sauce. It's my favorite. And the ingredients is so easy. Butter, flour. In this case, use a light stock, but use chicken or feet stock with which one you prefer. Okay, and obviously salt and pepper to taste. Okay, for this reason, it's important to know uh, that is it a stock, a mirepoix, and everything. Okay, to prepare is easy. Melt butter and add flour to make a roux. Okay, cook 2 3 minutes and gradually add the stock, and finally cook only until I'm sorry, and season with salt and pepper. Okay, the third sauce is a Spanish sauce. You need butter, flour, dark stock, uh, you need onion, carrot, you need a mirepoix, tomato paste, and optional red wine. You prepare is so easy. Make a roux with butter and flour. Saute vegetables until browned, and tomato paste and dark stock, and finally simmer for 1 hour and extract the sauce. Okay, the ketchup or probably the tomato sauce or ketchup is the most famous sauce. The ingredients a traditional ketchup is uh, oil, olive oil, onion, garlic, French tomatoes, bay leaf, and salt, pepper, and a peak of sugar to taste. The prepare so easy. Soak onions and garlic in olive oil until soft. Add tomatoes and baby leaf. and simmer over medium heat for 30 or 40 minutes. Um, and finally flavor with salt or pepper and sugar if it's acid. Okay, ketchup sauce are easy to cook but takes a lot of time. Okay, and finally, um, and probably the most technical is the Holland sauce. Okay, the ingredients is eggs yolks, um, melted butter, and lemon juice, salt, and pepper. In this case, you need which the yolks over a double boiler uh, until thickened. Okay, slowly and melted butter will whistling constantly, and finally add lemon juice, salt, and pepper, and you finish the Holland sauce. Okay, and thanks for listening, and hope you have learned and that you can make some of the sauces. And thank you, teacher.